أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Alright. Certainly some of us, Jinn, are Muslims, while some of us are oppressors, kuffar, who oppress themselves by inviting Allah's punishment by committing kufr. Those who accept Islam have surely sought the path of good. As for the oppressors, the kuffar, they shall be fuel for Jahannam. It means that they will burn in hell. O Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, say that revelation has also come to me to inform me that if they, the mushrikeen of Makkah, remain steadfast upon the path of Islam, then instead of punishing them with droughts, we shall definitely bless them with abundant showers, rains. So Allah is saying that if the non-Muslims in Makkah, they become Muslims, if they accept Islam, instead of punishment, Allah will bless them with more rains and crops and fruits, etc. To test them with it to ascertain whether they will express gratitude or not. So Allah, whenever Allah blesses someone, it is also a test whether that person is humble and thankful or whether he
Okay.
is proud or miser. So if a person, if Allah gives anything, then a true believer, first of all, he will use that wisely. He will not waste it. Secondly, he will also share it with the poor ones, with the weak ones. He will not spend all the wealth on himself or just put it in the bank, but he will also spend it on the poor, help the poor people, give charity, do good deeds with them, build masjid or build good helpful things, build schools so that everybody else could be educated. So he will help the community, help the poor people in any way he can with his wealth. Whoever turns away from the remembrance of his Rabb, from Iman and Ibadah, we shall enter him into a severe punishment. So when we remember Allah, we may offer prayers, we will be blessed. If we don't offer prayers, if we don't remember Allah, then we will be punished. Indeed, the masajid is the plural of masjid. Yeah, indeed, the masajid, prostration, and all other forms of worship are only for Allah. So do not supplicate to worship anyone else with Allah. When Allah's slave, so in the period, in the times of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the kuffar were ruling the Makkah, they were worshipping the statues inside the Kaaba. So inside the Kaaba, there were 313 statues who were being worshipped by the non-believers. When the Muslims conquered Makkah and the Muslims won it, then they removed all the statues from Kaaba. Are you getting my point, Mo?
Yeah.
Yeah. When Allah's slave Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stood up to supplicate to worship him, they, the kuffar, densely crowded around, swarmed him to intimidate him so that he stops worshipping Allah. So when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to worship Allah in
Hello?
Khana Kaaba, yeah, can you hear me, Mo?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you for like 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, but like 10 seconds.
Oh, so I was saying that when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to worship in Kaaba, he used to offer prayers. The kuffar, the non-believers, would surround him and bully him in order to stop him and intimidate him, so that he could not worship. This is what this verse is talking about. O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say, I shall not be intimidated
Hello?
by. Yeah, you cannot hear me.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Do you have Skype?
Anyone here?
Mo, do you have Skype?
Yeah.
We can do the
What's
class on
that?
Skype. Let's see. Skype is also. So I was saying that, uh, O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say, I shall not be intimidated by you because I worship only my Rabb and I do not ascribe any as his partner. So when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to worship and offer prayer in the Kaaba, the non-believers would surround him and bully him and intimidate him so that he stops worshipping Allah. But Allah is saying that do not be intimidated and tell them that I only worship Allah alone. I will not associate partners with him. When the kuffar challenge you to cause Allah's punishment to come to them for opposing you, then say to them, indeed, I have no power to do you any harm nor any good. All is only in Allah's power. So the non-believers would challenge that Prophet Muhammad that you give warnings to us. If you are so truthful, then invoke Allah's punishment. We are challenging you, we reject the message of the Quran. Then bring Allah's punishment now. So the Prophet would reply that it is not in my power to bring Allah's punishment. Only Allah has that power and He will decide when you are going to be punished. When they ask you to change parts of the Quran to accommodate them so that they may incline towards Islam, then say, without doubt, none can ever protect me from Allah if I do such a thing, and I cannot find any refuge with anyone besides Allah. So they said that we want to change this portion of the Quran because we cannot handle it. So you can change certain verses of the Quran and then we will accept Islam. But Allah replied them back through the Prophet. Allah told the Prophet, tell them that I cannot do that. It is not possible. Also tell them that you are not obliged to force them to accept Islam by saying to them, my responsibility is nothing except conveying messages from Allah and fulfilling His messages. Thereafter, whoever disobeys Allah and His Rasul shall have the fire of Jahannam where they will live in misery forever. We cannot force to other people to revert to Islam. We cannot force anybody to accept Islam. We can only deliver the message of Islam to others. Now it is that person's own problem and it is his own wish or will to accept Islam or reject it. If he rejects it, he will be punished. If he accepts it, he will be blessed. So it is his choice. It appears from the attitude of the kuffar that they will never accept the truth of Islam until they see what punishment they have been promised. Only then will they realize who had the weakest assistant and whose numbers were fewer. In this world, the kuffar look down on the Muslims, thinking that the Muslims have weak allies and are fewer in number. However, the kuffar will realize the error of their judgment on the day of Qiyamah, when the Muslims will emerge as the stronger ones and will have each other to intercede for them, while the kuffar will have no allies to help them. All right, so what is intercession? What is the meaning of intercede? That's an interesting thing to know. So, at the day of judgment, there will be some VIPs, very important persons, special ones, special people, who will have this power to request Allah that please forgive this certain person. Do not punish him and do not burn him in hell. So number one is the Prophet. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will have this authority or this power. He will request Allah that please forgive my ummah. And many of the people, many of the Muslims who will be going to hell because of their sins, they will be pardoned. They will be forgiven by Allah because of the request of the Prophet. That's called intercession. Secondly, a person who has been fighting in the way of Allah and he has died as a martyr. So he was fighting the non-believers in the battlefield in the way of Allah as a Muslim fighter. He died in the cause and he will also have this authority to request Allah, please spare my close family members, my blood relations, my mother, my father. Is if that person's mother or father are sinful, but they are Muslims, but they are sinful and they are going to hell because of their sins, the person who died in the way of Allah will be able to request Allah that please save them. Don't forgive them. Don't punish them in hell, and they will be pardoned. They will be forgiven by Allah. Are you getting my point more?
Yeah.
All right. So the third person who will have this authority will be the memorizer of the Quran. The person who has remembered or memorized the whole Quran by heart. That person also will have the power to request Allah for his 10 of his relatives, 10 of his close relatives who are going to hell because of their sins. The memorizer of the Quran will be able to request Allah that, oh Allah, please forgive my relatives. Don't burn them in hell. And Allah will forgive them. All right. This is what intercession is all about. So, at the day of Qiyamah, at the day of judgment, the kuffar, the non-believers, will have no one to intercede for them. They will go straight to hell. But Muslims will be interceding for each other in regards to their status and authority. So they will be helping each other at the day of Qiyamah, but the non-believers will not. So this verse was about this. Say, I do not know whether what you have been promised, punishment on earth or Qiyamah, is near, or whether your Rabb has specified a lengthy term for it, or hence Qiyamah will come only after a long period. I do not know whether what you have been promised is near, or whether your Rabb has specified a lengthy term. So, Allah is saying to the Prophet, tell them, I don't know when Qiyamah will occur, whether the time is very near or it is very far away. He is the knower of the unseen, and he has informed no one about his unseen knowledge. Only Allah has complete knowledge of the unseen. All right. Only Allah knows when the day of Qiyamah will occur. He has not told anybody else, not even the Prophet. Only Allah knows when the day of Qiyamah is going to occur, and the knowledge of the unseen, the complete knowledge of the unseen, only belongs to Allah. Except certain aspects of this knowledge, such as the injunctions of Deen and certain other matters, which He has informed only His selected Rasul. Allah has told some part of the unseen, some portion, to His prophets, but the whole knowledge, the complete knowledge of the unseen world. What are the unseen things? The angels are the part of the unseen. The jinns are also part of the unseen. The day of judgment is part of the unseen. Paradise is unseen. Anything which is not visible to our eyes in this world, but it is mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah, is part of the unseen. Though Allah is also part of the unseen. Are you getting my point? More.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, however, Allah had not even informed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when Qiyamah will occur. So He has dispatched guards, angels in front of Him, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and behind Him when He received revelation, said so that no one could interfere with the transmission of revelation, so that he may know that they have conveyed to the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam the messages of their Rabb without any changes. He has knowledge of their. So when angel Jibril would come to Rasulullah and he would reveal the Quran to him, there were guardian angels, they were security guards around the Prophet and around angel Jibril, so that the transmission of Quran to him was secure and there was no interference from shayateen, from the jinns. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
He knows all about these angels. He has placed on guard and has selected them because they are fit for the task. and he keeps meticulous count of everything. He knows exactly how much of the Quran has been revealed at any point of time during the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the non-believers would accuse the Prophet that maybe Shaitan has taught him these verses or something like that, and Shaitan has interfered with it. But this is their reply to them that no, Allah has sent security angels as security guards, and the transmission is very secure and safe. It cannot be interfered in any way. This was the complete Surah Jinn explanation. So inshallah, from tomorrow onwards, we will continue from where we left off, the Arabic. Got it?
Yes, got it.
So did you understand the meaning of the surah?
Yeah. Thank
Did
you.
did you learn anything new?
Yeah.
What did you learn? Do you remember what you learned?
Yeah.
What? Share one or two things.
The meaning.
For example, share one or two things which you learned, which you remember.
That um oh yeah,
Yeah.
that they call the shooting star a meteorite.
Oh, all right. A meteorite. All right. And anything else?
No,
Okay. So, how many prayers did you offer more?
four.
Good job, man. Okay. Did you sleep on time?
Yeah,
Good job. Did you help your mom?
yeah.
Good job. Were there any guests?
No,
Did you listen to audio and practice? No?
I did the Quran assignment.
Uh-huh. Okay. Did you do the assignment, by the way?
Yeah,
Good job. Did you read the Tajweed cheat sheet? I can't hear you, man.
no,
Okay, no. Did you do your tasbih?
yeah.
Good job, man. Good job. MashaAllah. That's great. All right. So you got 965 points. MashaAllah. That's great. All right, Mo. So inshallah. Meet you tomorrow. Wish you best of luck. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Walaikum assalam. Hafiz.